Vest Exchange is an on-chain market for equity and index and macro perpetuals, right? So it's a decentralized perpetual trading platform focusing on these specific assets, primarily equities, indices, and macro markets, right? So I really wanted to review this platform because it's quite an interesting platform in that it doesn't really cater to crypto necessarily, right? But it's all done on block chains. And today we're actually reviewing the architecture, fees, liquidity, the risk model, how it compares to other perpetual markets that cater to FX, for example, like Ostium or Aevo and other leading perp DEXs. If you want to get started on Vest, the link is in the description. Make sure you use that link so you can get yourself some rebate fees and bonuses, as well as support the channel since it's our affiliate link. So decentralized derivatives in essence have definitely matured, and we are pretty much entirely kind of crypto centric. But with Vest here taking a pivotal shift, rather than competing head to head with crypto native perp venues like Hyperliquid or Drift, they're actually focusing on different frontiers, primarily these traditional market assets, and doing so on chain via perpetual contracts, right? In other words, not trying to replace Binance futures, trying to pretty much replace index futures desks, CFD brokers, and macro trading terminals with self-custody and transparency at the core. 2026 is going to see these kind of markets really take off, I believe, really giving market exposure, especially TradeFi, in giving it that DeFi kind of execution, right? So with Vest, you really want to be exploring all these macro instruments and a few crypto assets, but primarily individual equities and equity indices, right? So all through perps, and really it's a macro first and not a crypto first platform, like I said, and really focusing on simplicity over financial engineering and accessibility with our custody. And they have a really interesting architecture settlement model as well for the perp contracts, and no expiration dates, continuous funding payments, and stablecoin collateral, directional exposure without ownership, and the settlement really coming with low transaction fees, predictable execution, and transparent settlement logic as well. The markets, like I said, these equity indices are really interesting, major global ones as well. Traders who want to take directional macro bets or hedge crypto portfolios against equity drawdowns, or trade indices outside traditional market hours. If you really want to focus on individual equities, earnings driven speculation, or long-term directional positioning as well. Portfolio diversification is really exactly what these markets are built for. Crypto perpetuals, which is kind of supplementary here, like I said, cross-asset hedging, unified margin management, as well as seamless switching between macro and crypto assets as well. The margin leverage and risk parameters are really interesting, typical lower maximum leverage on equity and index markets, high initial margin requirements, and slower liquidation thresholds, as well as risk containment in their margin system and clear liquidation levels, right? Simpler mental models for traders as well. When it comes to the fees are competitive with the top DEXs, no hidden costs or complex tiers. The fees are designed really to support sustainable liquidity. They also has experimented with zero fee trading periods as well, emphasizing adoption and user experience. So if you want to get started with Vest, the link is in the description. The funding rates more stable than crypto perps, less prone to extreme spikes, as well as influenced by macro sentiment rather than speculation and liquidity and behavior. Here you've got pretty much index perps being the deepest, large cap equities following, and crypto perps being very secondary, right? And traders tend to be macro focused, longer term, and less sensitive to short term fee rebates. Here the execution quality, very interesting. Clarity over speed. Execution is predictable, transparent, less susceptible to sudden price dislocations as well, right? So the user interface itself is very smooth, clean price charts, clear funding margin indicators, straightforward price entries, minimal visual clutter as well, and ease of use for sure. So if you want to check out more about just the liquidity, liquidation mechanics, risk management, kind of the macro risk security model, And just a comparison of Vest with the other platforms like Ostium and Aevo and Hyperliquid. The link to the full review is in the description, so you can check those out and really see if you're the one that really is suited to using this kind of platform or get started. And let me know what your thoughts are. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.